Okay, now let us get into this evidence to show you when you give the devil, Lucifer, Gadriel, whatever name the pervert goes by these days, when you give him an inch, he's going to take a mile, right? Now, this story is being actively scrubbed from the internet because they're sending out the fact checkers to say this is not real and the United Nations did not say this. But I'm going to take the story from Fox News. You can go and look up the document for yourself, use critical thinking and connect the dots, right? So you can definitely see what the United Nations represent, what they're all about, right? And understand all of this is under the banner of human rights. So under the banner of human rights, adults have a right to have sex with children, with minor. And soon you'll be seeing heads of states going into Africa and the Caribbean offering money to say, under human rights law, we should allow this thing to happen. So bit by bit, we see our moral compass being eroded. And the people that represent the Most High, the people that is people of God, the people that stands in a higher power, so they say nothing. Nothing. They're all sitting and waiting for the rapture. They do the bare minimum, but they expect God to answer them when they cry out instantly. Where is the people of the Most High? Where are they? Right? And at this moment, I shouldn't be asking, right? The religious people, the people who have the Most High, they should be running out on this system and being the light that they're supposed to be, right? Many of you will be pleasantly surprised when your so-called savior turn up and what you're expecting him to do, he don't do it. Because a lot of you just do the bare minimum. Let us get into this article courtesy of Fox News, because what you're not going to say is that I'm spreading fake news. It's unbelievable. You got to pay attention to the politics to understand the beast system and what the beast system is all about. The beast system is all about sexual debauchery. Right? It's all about sex, and children is no exception, and they've been working overtime to get this happen. And if they do not get you to willingly accept sex with children, then they're going to force you to accept it, right? Because that is the plan. And after all, they've gotten you to accept their sexual debauchery already. They've got you to celebrate it. They've got you to bow to it. So why shouldn't you accept sex with children? Why shouldn't you accept bestiality? Why shouldn't you accept necrophilia? Because everything is going to be normalized. And the people that is supposed to be a light of this world, they sit aside trying to impress people just to show people how quiet they can be or dignified they can be. They say nothing. Right? Let's get into this evidence. New UN-backed legal recommendations normalize sex with minors. Outraged critics say. A shocking report issued by international legal experts with the backing of the United Nations appears to open the floodgates to normalize sex with minors. Sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual in fact, if not in law. The Geneva-based International Commission of Jurists wrote in March, with an assist from UNAIDS and the Office of the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights. All of this is under human rights. Pay attention. The report is titled, The 8 March Principles for a Human Right-Based Approach to Criminal Law Prescribing Conduct Associated with Sex, Reproduction, Drug Use, HIV, homelessness, and poverty. Right? So the report is the 8 March Principles for a Human Right-Based Approach to Criminal Law Prescribing Conduct Associated with Sex, Reproduction, drug use, HIV, homelessness, and poverty. Go look it up for yourself and understand. Once you give the devil, Lucifer, Gadriel, whatever name the pervert goes by, once you give that entity an inch, it's going to take a mile. Right? Now, let us get into some more. It is published front and center on the group's website. It does not actively call for decriminalizing sex between adults and minors, but it states that children have both the capacity and the legal right to make sexual decisions. So definitely you see what the United Nations stand for now. True colors is starting to show. Where is the people of the Most High? The people that is supposed to be a light to this world. Where are they? Waiting for the rapture by doing the bare minimum. While all of this is happening in the background, there is no one to say this is not going to happen. And that is why I see various countries getting destroyed, especially Jamaica, right? Especially Jamaica, because everyone is sitting, a majority of us is sitting and saying very little. God bless the few people who are standing up to this beast system and letting them know, we see you and it's not going to happen. Right? The United Nations, look what they are putting forward. Look what they are putting forward. And notice they did not use the P word because they are going around it. So it's just a matter of time before you see particular heads of state coming from a Babylonian country bringing money and great tidings to various leaders in Africa and the Caribbean, telling them to accept this thing under the human rights bandwagon. When will we wake up? When will we wake up? When will the people who are supposed to be a light of this world, when will they stand up? Why do you allow this system to continue to march on without being checked? When? When will we stand up? When will we let these 1% understand that we will not go down quietly? Well, guess what? Whichever way you look on it, we wrestle not with flesh and blood. Wickedness in high places, and many of you will be calling, Lord, Lord, Lord. And then he will say, I know you not. And many of you will be in your feelings. We all get the same 24 hours. We all get opportunities to say our part, to do our part, no matter how small it is. Sitting down to show the system that you are very law-abiding, you are very quiet, you are very dignified, is not going to earn you any points with the Most High. It's not. We did not come into this system to remain quiet. We did not come here to remain quiet. So we need to ask the Most High for guidance, right? And we need to pray, as I say, glory be to the Most High.